Don't go away. Don't watch another video. This is the next guitar to get Mojofied. You see it's got a little bit of a dirty case, which means that it's been around a little bit. Oh, it almost looks like it's got a little face in it, don't it? Let's see what's in there. This guitar belongs to Jack. You see, I recently just got a ad in the phone book. Basically, when you Google guitar stores, instrument repair, up comes Mojo Shop Guitar. What do you say? And Jack is the first guy to bring me his guitar to get Mojofied through that Google. So what's inside there? We got it all opened up. Ooh, we have a nice little black strat. Let's see. Ooh, is that a nice little maple neck that it has? It looks like it is. And here we go. Can we get a drum roll, please? What kind of guitar? Oh, it is an ESP Traditional. Yeah. That's got a real nice neck on it. You know what? These maple necks with the you know, that have been finished off, they have the clear on them. Man, those always come out real nice. Always come out real nice. It's got a little nice little case. Needs a little cleaning up. Guitar needs a little going over. Tell you what, let's take a little closer look at this. What do you say? Welcome to Mojo Shop Guitar, baby. Alright, here she is. Let's take a little bit closer look at her. Man, she's looking good. Tell you what, let's start at the top. I like that ESP with the gold around the outside of that. Looks really sharp. Yes, it's a traditional. Just got the single little string tree right there. We might do something about that, who knows. But look at that fretboard. That is just beautiful. Lots of figuring in that fretboard. I bet the back side looks just as nice. Get down here. Looks like we got just the stock pickups in there, but I bet you those are real nice. Hopefully those poles will move around. We can get them all radiused up real nice. It's got, you know, your regular old cream colored knobs, 5-way switch, and it has the Fender style bridge on it, and I'm pretty sure that that says, if I can get out of the light here, it says ESP on those. So those are ESP brand tuners. Tell you what, let's turn it around. Let's take a look at the back. There we go. A nice black finish on the back. We love these black guitars. And you know, the round, it's all nice and rounded. It has a little bit more of a round edge than most guitars too. Oh, forgot about that. Got the nice, if I get out of the shot there. Oh yeah, nice little ESP with the serial number on it. Yep. That's real nice. Go down here. Back plate. Everything looks real nice. Yep. Oh, forgot about that. Oh, look at the back of that neck. Yeah, the old skunk stripe. Looky there. Looking real nice. No flute. But look at it. It's got the old school tuners out. Man, those are really looking nice. Yes, sir. And see, we'll be able to get in there and loop those up, make them work real nice. Adjust them all, everything will be working just perfect. Put the good mojo on this one. Oh yeah, she's gonna be fine. Let's turn it back around. See the good side. Oh yeah. Yeah, we're going to take this one over to the bench. Give it a good mojoing. What do you say? I say, let's go. Alright, here we are over at the bench. And as you can see, it's, you know, not bad looking little guitars. Nice little guitars. Just, you know, seen better days. It's about right time. Ready for a good, you know, clean up and taken good care of. And, you know, it's looking real good. But first thing we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and take the strings off of it. And we'll take the pick guard off of it and get it all apart. And once we do that, we will be right back. Okay, we got the pick guard off of it. Right there. And as you can see, it's got a real nice wiring job there. Everything looks really nice and neat and clean. But it's a little bit wavy. This one here is a little bit wavy. I don't know if you can see it, but it's a little bit wavy and it doesn't really lay down too good. And it's seen better days. So I think we have another pick guard around here somewhere that we're going to put on there. See if we can't make it look a little bit better. But it looks like the controls and everything on this are really nice and stuff like that. So, you know, we're going to go with these. We're going to make sure that these are all playing just the way they're supposed to. So we'll put that over here, and then we'll take a look at the cavity. You know, it's a little bit grungy. You know, it's a little bit dirty. We're going to get in there and clean that all up. You know, took the cover out the back there. You can see the trim system right there. It's a 3-spring. But that's a nice size looking block in there. You know, it's not a little wimpy block, so you know, it looks like it's got some nice stuff going on here. So hopefully this is going to turn out to be a really good build. We can give this one lots and lots of mojo. And you know, you're going to be able to tell when you go strumming, it's going to go, ooh man, hey. So tell you what we're going to do. We're going to go ahead and take the rest of this all apart here. Take the tuners off it. Take it right down to its bare parts. And when we get done with that, we'll be right back. Hey, real quick, I wanted to show you something. I was taking these tuners off. And you know, it always amazed me that you take the tuners off and you find sawdust from putting them on, from the factory sawdust underneath there, if you can see that. Yep. You take it off and there's sawdust underneath there. Just one of those funny little things, you know. Thought I'd notice that. I thought I'd show you. In fact, as I was going along, you can see there's quite a bit underneath that one. I figured maybe you, the viewers, might be wanting to see. So we're gonna do this part. We're gonna see how much sawdust we can find underneath there. So I've got a bunch underneath there. A little bit, a little piece right there. Not too bad. A couple of pieces right there. You know. Let's see. How much is underneath this one here? Let's give it a shot. What is there? Come on. Well, not too bad. Not too bad. There, last one. There's gonna be a ton of it underneath this one, right? It's gonna be all packed in there. Whole shop's worth. It was a little bit. As you can see there, quite a bit of sawdust and stuff like that was left in there. Quite a bit of junk that's there. So we will pay special attention to get in and clean all the backs of these. You know, because they got some schmutz in there. You know, that stuff there is, you know, that's sawdust. That's all it is just sawdust in there. So we're going to make sure we get in there and get them real nice and clean. So, we are just about ready to come back to. We got to get the stuff off the front here. So when we get that off, we'll be right back and we will start on the body. Oh yeah. All right, let's take a little closer look at this neck here. You can see that it's got the truss rod adjustment here on the bottom. But we didn't find any shims or anything in the pocket. But you can tell that the heel has been sanded down just a little bit. If you can see that this sanded the stuff off it there, but the rest of it looks pretty nice. It's just a little bit dirty. Yeah, not too bad. So we're going to move on. See what the body looks like. Yeah, a little bit grungy. You see the pocket's got a nice little pocket in it right there, you know. Looks nice and clean. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to give all this a nice cleaning and we'll be right back. Alright, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to give this body a nice wiping down. You know, it's got years of schmutz on it and stuff like that. So what we're going to do is we're going to take our good old rubbing alcohol here and a rag, and we're just going to give this thing a good cleaning and wiping down. And it's going to take a while, you know, but we're going to get all this stuff off here real nice. And then we're going to move on to try to get this body looking nice, because, you know, we got to get the body looking good before we can go ahead and do anything else to it. So we got to do that first. So we're just going to take some rubbing alcohol on here. And we're just going to proceed to just give it a good wipe down all over. It doesn't really matter. It's got lots of grease and grime and dirt and stuff all hidden. All those underneath the pick guard was really dirty. We're getting off years of dirt. You know, we'll go around there. We'll clean up, flip our rag over a little bit, put a little bit more stuff on there. And I like to use the rubbing alcohol because it cuts through all the grease and everything like that. And it dries up real quick. And it leaves a nice clean surface. And that's what we're trying to do. Because what we're going to try to do, what we're going to do is we're going to get all this off of here so that when we go to polish the body, you know, put wax on it, stuff like that. When we go to make it look nice, we don't want to be grinding a bunch of old dirt into it and stuff like that. So basically that's what we're going to do. We're going to go over this body 3 or 4 times. We're going to get down the cavities and everything like that. We're going to get it around the back. You know, we're going to get it all there. We're going to get it just as clean as we possibly can. Take a few brushes and get in there. And then we're going to go ahead and move on to getting some of the this paint looking real nice. So I'll tell you what, we'll be right back after we get done doing a real good thorough cleaning. Okay, well, we got this one nice and clean, but there is some scratches and stuff in it, and you know, we want to try to make it look real nice and stuff. So what we're going to do is we are going to test on a spot here. We're not going to do the whole thing first. We're just going to test a little spot here where we got a couple of scratches and stuff, and we're going to, in fact, probably we should do that on the back, shouldn't we? Yeah, I'll tell you what, we'll do that on the back. We'll get a couple of spots here where we have some scratches, and we'll work that out, and we're going to start off with a little medium cut rubbing compound. Then we'll move over to our finishing compound, and then we'll work our way right up to a wax and all that kind of stuff, and I guarantee this thing's going to be shining like a brand new penny. So we're going to go ahead and tell you what, we'll go ahead and take a little sip. Take a little piece of this right here. We're just going to try this spot right here. So when we do all this by hand, we're not going to use the machine. We're not going to use the buffing wheel yet or anything like that. But we're going to take a little bit of this just on the end of a rag there. And I see I got a couple of spots here where there's some swirls and a few things. We're just going to try to work this one little area right here. Try to make this look real nice. I'm just working in little circles, and I'll reverse my circles. So I'm cutting that way. Now I'm going to go back and forth. And as when I first start off, I'm going to apply some pressure. You know, I'll press down with my fingers real good. But then after, when I start getting into it, after I've rubbed it a minute, I'll let up on the pressure because I want it to kind of start getting smoother. Okay. Now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to wipe that right off. Okay. Look at that. And that did a pretty good job of getting rid of some of those scratches in there. Okay. In fact, I think I have another rag over here that would be way better for this right here because it's already got a little rubbing compound on it. Now, we're going to take this, wipe that off real good. Okay, we got a little hazy spot there. So we're going to take our other compound here. Put a little bit of that on there. Ooh. That's a little better. a little more than I bargained for. We're just kind of rub that right into that spot. And we're trying to make this cut. So I'm going to start with some pressure on it. Because I want to get that nice and smooth, and we'll go back and forth. Smooth around a little bit. Now you just want to work it for a minute. And the more, and as you're working it, you lift up on your pressure a little bit. You know, we'll go this way with it. Maybe we'll just do the little swirlies. Then we'll go back and forth. Okay. And we're going to wipe that away and see what that looks like. Not looking too bad. We'll take something clean. I need a little piece of toilet paper here. So I got that's clean. Just give that a nice little wipe out. Ooh, look at that shine on there now. Now I can still see a couple of the little spots that we started off with. But it is a whole lot shinier after that one. Right there. Okay. And now, just a little bit of our carnauba wax. And we're just going to wax half of this over here. We're just going to wax this half over here. So I want to see what the difference looks like. I'm just going to put a little thin coat on there. Don't need a whole lot. And we'll let that dry. We'll be right back. Alright, well we went ahead and polished up the back of that. And man, look how nice that turned out. I mean, there's just a couple of scratches in it that were kind of deep scratches. But for the most part, look at that shine on that. Hoo-hoo, doggy doggy. Oh yeah, she's looking good. Now, we're going to do the same thing to the front. Because now we proved our method on the back. We've seen what's going to work on it. So we're going to go ahead and do that to the front now. So we'll be right back. Well, looky there. She cleaned up real nice. Hey, there's still a couple little battle scars in there. You know? There's still a couple little places that didn't come out, but tell you one thing, it sure did polish up nice and nice. Hey, that's all part of being mojofied, ain't it? So, we have done that right there, and I think the next thing we're going to do is we're going to move on to changing over the pick guard and stuff like that, get everything switched over on that. So, we'll be right back once we get the pick guard out. Okay, this is the pick guard we took out of it right here. And it's just, it is about the flimsiest little tiny piece of plastic that I've seen. In fact, it wouldn't even lay down flat on the guitar. You know, I mean, look at this thing. It's all, you know, it's seen better days, and it's not exactly a good quality piece. So I dug around, and I found this nice one right here. It's got a little bit of yellow to it. You know, it's got a little aged look to it. And it, you know, it has, you know, 3 layers. Got the little black layer in the middle there, you know, and it's actually got some strength to it. So, you know, and it's flat. So we're gonna switch this out, and as we're switching everything out, we're gonna go ahead and clean all the pots out and just clean everything up real nice, just the best that we can get it, so that everything is working real nice. Everything's looking real nice and clean. So first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna have to take this all apart right here. So we're going to start taking the screws out of the front of it here, and everything should pretty much just kind of drop down after we take the screws out and the knobs off. You know, we're going to get a little bit better pick guard on this thing. I think it's going to look a lot nicer. And then this one's kind of all scratched up and stuff too, so, you know, we're going to make it look real nice. So once we get this all taken apart here, we will come back and I'll show you how we clean the pots out. So get those nice and clean too. Everything nice and clean and working good, like brand new. That's how we do it, Mojo. Okay, there's all of our parts right here. And this pick guard, I mean, come on. It's like 2 sheets of paper here. You know, a good quality ESP guitar should have a little bit better pick guard on it than that. And especially Mojo shop guitar. You can't go through life with this wimpy. You know? So anyway, you know, I got dogs barking. Well, we'll be right back if they're done barking. Okay, we're back. I don't know what the dogs were barking at, and I don't really care as long as they shut up. Okay, they're good dogs. Anyway, what we're gonna do now is we see that we took the covers off of the pickups because they have little plastic covers on them. So we get in there so we can get those all nice and clean. And right now we're just gonna address these switches and pots and stuff like that. Now what we do on these is we just get in there with a little bit of cleaner, spray a little cleaner down in there. We'll tighten it a little bit. Get a little bit right down in here. And wherever the contacts are, you gotta look around, you gotta see where the contacts are. Where's it making contact in there, okay? And then you get a little bit of lube, you get a little bit of cleaner in there and work this switch back and forth, and it'll be nice and clean. Then these pots right here, we get a little bit of cleaner right down in here. Right down in there, and then we turn these pots back and forth just about half a gazillion times, and that's what gets them nice and clean, and they won't be crackly, and they'll be nice and smooth, and they'll last forever. So we're going to go ahead and do that. We're just going to spray a little bit of stuff in there, just kind of like that right there, and then you want to kind of let it sit down in there a little bit, and I kind of turn it flat too so that it doesn't all just run to one end of the pot. So, you know, we just go back and forth like that right there. Just back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And that's what we're going to do to all these. And then we'll do the switch and stuff like that. And then, of course, we'll go through and we'll clean everything up real nice. You know, the side of these covers has got a little bit of grunge and junk on them. Whoa, let's back out. Oh, yeah, see? Right there, grunge. We'll get all that stuff off there. And then we'll put this back together. And it'll be nice and clean. And it'll be working real good. And we're also going to do something, we're going to adjust these pole pieces here. We're going to radius these pole pieces so that, you know, everything is nice and harmonious. So we'll be right back after we do all that. All right, there we have it. We got the pick guard all done. And she sure is looking pretty good. Nice and clean. And the pickups are all in there. And we got the back all buttoned up and everything like that. It's got a little bit of shielding back there. It's looking all good. All we got to do is install this. I'll tell you what, when we get the body over here, we'll see what this looks like right here inside the body. All right, there we go. There's the body. Let's set that sucker on there. It's gonna fit. There we go. Ooh, looky there, looky there. Don't that looks real nice on there. I think it's going to complement that real nice. Then we get that maple neck on there. It's just going to look beautiful. And, you know, this, man, it's kicking. It's kicking. All right, let's take that off there. And the next thing I think we're going to do is we are going to, well, we can do the neck next. I think we're going to do the neck next. Next neck. Okay, let's do the neck next. Okay, we'll be right back. All right, we got this beautiful neck here. Let's look at this thing a little bit better. There we go, beautiful neck. It's got a little bit of grunge in there, not too bad though. It's looking pretty good. We're gonna get some. We're gonna get it all cleaned up real nice. Look at the back there. You see that heel had a little bit of sanding on it, you know. But we're going to get it real nice and we're going to go ahead and get this thing real nice and clean. Okay, the next thing we're going to do is we're going to widen out and we're going to do the good old, with a bit of tissue and some alcohol. We're going to give this a good wipe down. Oops, take the cap out. There we go. Here, a little bit of that. You just go out ahead and just wipe it all down real good. Getting all the grunge and junk and handprints and everything like that off it. All the finger schmutz. Okay? And it's just so we're not grinding any dirt into it once we get to working on it. Now the neck is the most important part of the guitar. Getting this right is, you know, well, it'll make or break a guitar. The neck ain't right, the guitar ain't right. So we're gonna get this neck right. Now we played, it wasn't too bad, you know. It wasn't in too bad a shape, so we're just going to kind of make sure that everything's straight on it. Okay, now that we got it all cleaned up and stuff like that, first thing we're going to do is we're going to go over here with the little brush here, because I can see that there's some stuff in there that needs some attention. Yeah, in fact, I think I'm going to go over with this other brush here just a little bit, just to kind of get some of that crap out of the frets, because there is some junk in there, and I don't want that left in there. So, I tell you what, I'm going to go ahead and clean up this fretboard, get all this junk out of there, and I'll be right back. Alright, we got all the funk out of this thing, alright? Now, next thing we're going to do is we're going to see if it's level or not. So, we're going to get out our flippy floppy feeler gauge here, if we can find it. Oh, there it is. Get that one that's just like paper. Okay, and now we're just going to set our shade edge across here. I'm going to start measuring along the front here. Okay. And it looks like this neck is already perfectly flat, because I'm going over every last one of these frets from behind, and they all feel exactly the same. It's just not going underneath there. Let's try it over here a little bit. See, is there anything different over here? Nope. So I'll say that this is nice and flat and level, and that's a good sign. That means that it's been loved and it's been cared, and somebody's done something to it before. Okay, now what we're going to do is we're going to take our marker here. You know the routine. We're going to go over every last one of these frets here, and then we're going to level it just to make sure everything is good. Get a fresh top on these frets here. And then that way everything is nice and fresh, nice and perfectly level. And bam, there we go. Okay, let's take our leveling beam, which is over here in the drawer, I believe. There we go. Got our good old trusty dusty leveling beam there. And we're just basically going to go over this back and forth until we take all the marker off. And I don't think it's going to take very long to get it all off there. I really don't, because it's pretty much level already, and it feels level. You know, I can usually tell, you know, if it's going across there nice and smooth, then it's probably level. And yeah, pretty much we're getting there. I just have there's a little bit low spot in the middle right there, and we're all right. So we're just gonna sit here and go over this a little bit. There are a few dents in the first few frets. We're going to get those out. I think somebody might have dropped it or something like that. And we're just going to and of course we're just going to kind of go over the edge a little bit too. You know, that always helps. Just to kind of smooth that transition out over that edge. We'll do that on the top side too here just a little bit. Kind of helps with fret ends and all that kind of good stuff. Just, you know, makes it smoother. Alright, let's see how we've done here. I have just a little tiny bit more to go. When this is not cutting very fast, it's just, you know, taking a little bit off, just take a little bit off. We're doing it real nice and slow. See, I'll go over here and clean up my stuff a little bit so it cuts a little bit more. We'll just keep going back and forth. Alright, we're getting there. So I'm going to keep on doing this, and when we get it all nice and level and everything like that, which I think we're just about there right now, just a couple more passes, might as well keep going, huh? Okay. So what we're going to do now is we're going to go over this way right here. Keep on going. Alright. And I got just one little tiny little spot there. It doesn't want to seem to cooperate. So we'll just keep working that right there. Okay, and that is starting to cut right there. So what do you say we just kind of go like this, little bit of pressure on it. There we go. Now we cut. Okay, now we got it going. We were going this way, which puts scratches in it this way. So now what we're going to do is we're going to go back and forth like this a little bit. And now we're kind of starting our polishing process where we're going to, you know, just try to make the top of this smooth, the top of these frets smooth. And this is the way we're going to bend, so this is the way we're going to smooth, where we're going to sand it. And I'm just kind of barely, I'm not even putting any pressure on it. I'm just kind of back and forth a little bit. Okay, we got all that marker off there, everything's looking good. Okay, next thing we're going to do is we're going to take our fret crowning tool, which is right here. And these are some small frets, so we're going to find our small fret side right here, which is right here. And basically what we're going to do is we're just going to go over these. Let me tighten up a little bit. We're going to take these frets here, and we're just going to, see what we did is we flattened out the top of it. Now we're going to put a nice little crown on the top. We're going to put a nice little point on it with this file, because this file has a little V cut in it. So we're just going to set that on there. We're just going to kind of go back and forth. And you can put marker on the top of these if you'd like, but it's a feel thing for me, because I've done this quite a bit. So you just keep on going till that file feels smooth, like when you're filing and you're not really doing anything. It's just kind of going over it nice and smooth. And that's when you know you're done. That's how you know that you've got a nice point on there. Okay, now we're going to go ahead and we're going to do that to all these frets. All right. Now before we get into getting this neck too real good and smooth, what we want to do is we want to dress down these fret ends, because they got just a little bit of sharpness on them. They're not bad, but they got just a little bit. So what we're going to do is we're going to take this file here, and we're just going to kind of roll over the top. We just kind of roll it like that. Just kind of roll it over and down. It's all kind of one motion. And then we do that on the other side. We just sort of go like that. And what that does is it rolls over that end so that it's nice and smooth. And you can't feel it with your hand. And this takes a little bit of time, so to do it right. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to do that to all these fret ends, all the way up both sides of the neck. It's that attention to detail. It's the time that you put into doing it right the first time, getting it nice and smooth. This won't ever have to be done again. This is, it's something that, if it's done right, you do it right the first time and you don't ever have to do it again. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to take our time to do it just perfect. All right, we got this neck all the ends, all the fret ends are all nice and smooth now. They're all rounded over nice, real nice. We went ahead and we went all the way up to 2000 grit, sanding down these frets a little bit, sanding them up before we polish them, because that's what the next thing we're going to do. We're going to take our polishing compound, we're going to polish these up to a nice shine. And here's how we do that. We take our good old chrome polish here that we got to shake up because all the gritty stuff goes to the bottom. So we got a little chrome polish. That's all you really need. And then we take one of these here, wipe it off so it's not all dirty. One of these fret guards right here, and that just goes over there like that, and then that way we can go ahead and we can polish on that fret and make it real nice and shiny without getting it all over the board. So let's see how that works out here. Let's get us ourselves a little bit of a rag action here. And we got a little bit right there, and then we're just going to kind of give that a good shaking. Okay, we just take a little bit of that and we just put it on there. We rub back and forth. We get it nice and shiny. It's really easy to do. We'll take that and wipe it off. Yeah, and you can see that one's just a little bit shinier than the rest of them. And that's what we're going to go ahead and do. We're going to do that to all the frets all the way up and down the fretboard. Alright, now that we got the frets all polished up, we're going to take our buffing wheel and we're going to go over this neck and we're going to give it a really, really, really good polishing. So let's go ahead and do that. Chuck some loose. Oh, my whole thing's coming loose. Alright, tell you what. There we go, now she's tight. Alright. And now we'll put our pad back on there, and we continue. Alright, I seem to be having some technical difficulties with my buffing wheel here, so we'll be right back. Alright, I think I got it fixed up. Let's give it a whirl again. Alright, we gave her a good polishing right there, and now what we're going to do is we're going to clean it off with some rubbing alcohol, and we're going to get it real nice and clean. So, a little bit more of the good old toilet tissue, and a nice big squirt of stuff on there. Yeah. Alright, let's get it clean. See it shine after this. Yeah, lots of that stuff off there. And you know, it's the polishing compound and stuff. We get that in there and get it all so that it's, you know, it's in there polished up. That's what we want nice polish on these frets. And as you can see, they're already starting to get a little bit nice and polished up there. Look how nice and shiny those are now. Ooh, looky. Yeah, it's cleaned up real nice. And you know, it's all nice and level, and the frets are all nice and smooth. And everything looks good. It's clean. You know what? It's a happy neck, isn't it? Now all we gotta do is get this sucker cleaned up a little bit more. And maybe we'll go over with the brush a little bit and get some of the stuff out of the little schmutzy crack and make sure everything's perfect on it. And then I think we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna pay some attention to the bridge. And then we're gonna pay some attention to the tuners. And then after we pay attention to those things, I think we're gonna be ready to put it all back together. Let's take one more look at that nice, beautiful neck. Look at that sucker. Ooh, man. I love these maple necks. They clean up so nice. They, you know, they look so pretty. And they're so smooth. You don't have to go in there and smooth out the wood or nothing like that. All right, tell you what. Let's go ahead and we are going to come back and we're going to do the bridge. What do you say? Hey! All right, folks. It's official. The neck is done. You know, I went back over it 1, 2, 3 times. Just feeling it, polishing it, make sure everything is just perfect on it. Because, you know, like I said, if it ain't right, it ain't right. You know, it's got to be perfect. So that's the way it is, because it ain't mojofied unless it's, you know, the way it's supposed to be. Okay, so we got the neck all perfect. Now, I think the next thing we're going to do is we're going to move on to the bridge here. And you can see this bridge is getting kind of, it's seen better days. It's kind of funky. It's got the fender style, you know, saddles in there, you know. So we're basically going to take this apart, clean it up real good, and probably just leave it adjusted where it's at, you know. Make sure that the screws are all good and stuff like that, but get it all good and clean and polished up so that we can put it on back in there. And then after we do that, we're going to go ahead and we're going to take these tuners, and what's this say? It says ESP on the back of the tuner, so they're Clusen style, but they have the ESP on the back of them right there. And basically what we're going to do is we're going to put a little oil through that hole right there. We'll get it turned around real good. We'll get these all cleaned up, you know, polish them up a little bit so they're nice and shiny and everything like that, and we'll put them back on the guitar. and they'll be all lubed up and ready to go. So we're going to go ahead and do those things right there. We're going to take care of both these right here, and when we come back, we're going to be ready to start assembling this guitar. So we'll get this done, and we'll be right back. We'll start putting it back together. Yeah. All right, we are back, and we got the tuners all cleaned, lubed, and run around for a couple of turns here to make sure everything's working good. Got those all taken care of. We got the where's the bridge? Oh yeah, she shined up real nice. Look at that. Ooh, look at how shiny that is. Yep, came out like brand new. Looks like brand new. It's quality stuff too. It's heavy, weighs a ton. It's gonna give us some good sustain. So we're gonna go ahead and we're going to put the tuners into the neck here. So first thing we gotta do is we gotta take the grommet here. We gotta put the grommets back in there. So we'll just take those just press right back in. Put those in from the front there. Yep. Really easy. They go in a lot easier than they came out. I'll tell you one thing. Right, now we're gonna make sure those are all down good. We'll say, all right, okay. Now we're just gonna turn this over. We'll start with the first one right here. Now I think let me make sure there's the bottom one. Yep, there's the bottom one right here. So we can't start off with, in fact, this is the top one. Where's my bottom one? Here's my bottom one. Okay, we're gonna start off right here. My little screwdriver. Is everybody in the shot? No, we're not even in the shot. Come on, Pat, get it together. Is this in the shot? Yes, it is. Let's tighten it a little bit. All right, so that so the viewers at home can actually see what's going on. Hey, okay, we got that one in there, and we're just gonna drop a screw in there, and tighten the screw down. Okay. Now I'm not gonna tighten them down. I'm just kind of getting them in there. The next one now it doesn't matter which ones we put in there because they're all the same after this. There's an end one, and then there's a there's two end ones, and then there's ones that go in the middle on this style because they're kind of connected. The one screw that I'm putting in right now kind of holding down the end of this one and this one. Just like that there. Screw. Yep. And we're basically going to do this. Oops, back in the shot. We're basically going to do this. I'm so sorry. We're basically going to do this right here. And we're going to keep putting the tuners in there. Just like that. Put a screw in there. Hit it with a screwdriver. And just like that. Easy peasy. We're going to do that all the way up and down the line. And then we're going to get the body out and we'll put the bridge in. So we'll be right back after we get that done. Well, good morning. We are back. And we got quite a bit of progress on this guitar yesterday. We got the pick guard all installed. Nice. We got pretty much the whole guitar put together. You know, we had to shim the neck just a little bit, but she sure is looking good. Show is looking good. Got everything all polished and primed. The neck's had everything known to man done to it. It is oh so smooth up and down the side here. Oh so smooth. And man, I think it's about time that we go ahead and put some strings on this thing. So you know what we're going to do here, don't you? We're going to get a pack of our famous Ernie Ball 9 through 42 Super Slinkies. Yep, that's what we're going to put on here. And it's going to play real nice. And so, tell you what, let's get that broke open there. Right, let's see here. Yep, this is always a momentous occasion in the build of a guitar when we're putting all the strings back on it. Okay, so we got to start off with the big one, number 42 there. We'll slip that one through the back. Slip her right through the back there. She come out through the front. Now you want to make sure you pull those up in there good, that they're all up in there all the way. And tell you what, we'll get a view about down here now. Alright, here we go. Now we're going to put this one, I'll tell you what, we'll zoom in a little bit too. Boop, 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 boop. We'll move right down there. There we go, hey. Alright, we're going to give a little bit of tension on that string. And what I like to do is I like to go about, just about from the knuckle to the end of my finger right here. See where the post, can you see where the post is? See where the post is? I'm going to give it just about that much. Yeah, about that much. You know, just a little bit past the, you know, past the thing. Okay, now with these, what we got to do is we got to take this string, we got to cut it off right now. Okay, we're going to cut that off. We're going to stick that right in the hole down here, just like that. Okay, and then we're going to start winding her up. These make it a little bit easier. Don't worry about it too much. And there we go, right there. All right. Tell you what, we're going to go ahead and we're going to put the rest of these strings in just like that one there. And when we get it all strung up, we'll come see you. Alrighty. We got her all strung up here real nice. Put some strings on, look at that. Oh yeah. Not tuned up or nothing yet. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to set the string height. So we're going to adjust this string right here and the other string on the outside here. We're going to adjust those. Make sure that get those at just the right height. And that's going to require a small Allen wrench. And I noticed that this saddle right here is just a little bit high, so we're going to let that one down just a wee bit. So I like to start all these flat, because what we're going to do is we are going to set the string height on the two E strings, okay, on both sides here. And then what we're going to do is we're going to radius the string. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take our radius tool, which our radius is 9.5, and we're going to set the strings. We're going to raise these strings up in the middle here until we hit 9.5. So we're going to go ahead and do that. So let's see here. Let's get our good old trusty crusty feeler gauge out here. I think what I'm going to do is we're going to block the back of this thing off here first. So I want to make sure I get the deck height ready and set before we go ahead and do anything else on it. So I'm going to go do that and I'll show you what I did. Alright, we got a block in the back there. So we got that back end all blocked off there. So we're going to keep, that's what the customer wants. He wants it blocked. So that's what we're going to do to it. Now the next thing we're going to do is we're going to set the string height here at the 12th fret. And what we're going to do is we're going to adjust these last two saddles out. Now I got these right down to right down on the flat on the tremolo. So there's so they're resting right down on the tremolo. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put these screws so they're just touching. Okay, put these two screws. There's a screw on each side here. In fact, I'll tell you what, why don't we zoom on in there. And we'll just slide you right down. Just one more notch there. Whoa. How's that? Alright? Alright, we're going to adjust these two screws right here. We're going to take those up just a little bit. And we're going to turn them in equal turns. So let's stick that wrench in there. And I'm just going to give it... we'll start off with 2 turns. So we'll go 1, 2. Okay? Then we'll come over this side. We'll go 2. 1 and 2. And that should put the saddle being level. And we're not quite there yet, so we'll give this 1 turn. 1. And we'll come over and do this 1. 1. That keeps them even and nice. And we're not still there yet, so we'll go 1 more. 1 and 1. And we're still not there yet, so 1 more. 1. And these looks like they're going to be right at the end of their Travel just about. There we go. Now we got it. Okay. Now what we're going to do is we are just a little bit high here, so we're going to go down 1/2 of a turn. Okay. So we'll go down 1/2 a turn here. There we go. Now let's give that a measure. Yep, that fits right underneath there. Okay, now we're going to do this one here, but we're going to do this one just a little bit lower. So let's give this, let's get that right there. Okay. So it's just touching. Right there is just touching. So we're going to give this, we'll give this 2 turns to start off with. 1, 2 on each side. These trims, they take a little while to set up, but once you get them right, boy, they're fabulous. 1, 2. Okay. Now I doubt if we're sitting up high enough yet, but we just might be. Now that's just brushing, so I'm going to give it another 1/2 of a turn. Right there, 1/2 a turn right there. 1/2 a turn right there. We'll see where we're sitting here. I like that right there. Okay. We got this set, we got the high E string set at about 1.6. We got this one set at 2, well, a tight 2. Okay, 2 millimeters. And now what we're going to do is we're going to take our radius gauge here. Let's see, is that the one I need? Well, close enough first. And we're going to set the radius gauge right across here like this here. See? And then we're going to take our little feeler gauge and we're going to go underneath there and we're going to make sure that all these, you know, none of them slide, that they're all right up to the radius gauge. And when we get done with that, we'll come back and we'll show you. All right, we got the saddle radius here. What we did is we took our radius gauge, our radius tool here, and we took our floppy feeler gauge, which is practically nothing, and we sit here and we go like this. We got these strings till they're right up against this right here. Oh, the dogs just love to get it on me. All right. But yeah, we set, so we got the radius so that it's all equal right across here, all the way across, all the way across. It's not making it through. So I know that the strings are at the same radius as the neck, and the pickups, which we radiused, are at the same radius as the strings. And, you know, so everything is on the same playing field. Everything is on the same radius, and that's what's going to make the guitar harmonious. One of the things that is very important is that, you know, your pickup has a magnetic field, and if your poles are all flat, then you have a flat magnetic field. Well, your strings are on a radius, which is rounded, so you end up having good contact on your E strings, but then you know, as you get towards the middle, the strings are a little bit farther away from the pole pieces of the pickup, which makes them play a little bit less. You know, I mean, makes the middle sound a little bit, you know, mushy and quieter than what it does on the ends of for the E strings. So by radiusing the pickup, we raise the pole pieces up a little bit so that they match the radius, so that the strings are all in the same strength of a magnetic field. The magnetic field will now be curved a little bit to the same radius, and that puts all the strings in the same magnetic field, the same amount of magnetism, so that they're all affected exactly the same. And when you play a note, it rings out because there's not different magnetisms pulling on each string, if that makes any sense. So that's the theory behind that. So we got this all radiused here. Now what we're gonna do is we're gonna well, we already set our string height, didn't we? We're gonna recheck that. We want to make sure that it's still good. And it appears that it is. Yes, sir, still good. Okay, now we're going to go ahead and we're going to tune this thing up, and we're going to see just exactly what else is going on with it, eh? Let's move on down here. So, let's get her up here and get her tuned up. Get the old tune around her. We'll see how she's playing. Okay, we got all the strings, at least all the strings are ringing out, so See if we can get it in tune. Get in the neighborhood. Let's get in the neighborhood. I tell you what, we got the first string tuned up. How about we come back? This is, might take a minute, so we'll come back. All right, we got it tuned up in the neighborhood. And the next step to do is to go ahead and stretch these strings out a little bit. So we're going to go ahead and give them a little pull just like this. You know how we do it. We stretch these strings real good. We pull them, push on them like this here. And we go up and down. We do that to all of them. And then we tune it back up. And then we stretch them again. And we tune it back up. We stretch it again and we tune it back up. And it sounds redundant, but we stretch it up and tune it up. That's all we do. Until it's completely, until it won't take any more stretch. So you stretch it and you come back and you look at it, it's still tuned up. That's how you know. And it takes, 6, 8 times sometimes to get all the stretch out of these strings. It might take a minute. But we're going to go ahead and do it because that is the key to stable tuning. To tell you the truth, people say, oh, I got to get new tuners or I need some locking, this, that, and the other thing. No, you don't. You need to stretch your strings good. You put them on there and stretch them until they won't stretch no more. And they won't break after that either, So we're going to go ahead and we're going to stretch these and tune them up, stretch them, tune them up. And when we get that all done, we'll be right back. Okay, folks. Here we are in the laundry room here. You see I got a wash machine right there. And I set this on the wash machine because we're going to come over here and we're going to clean this case up. You see how nice, how stained up it is. It's got a bunch of stuff on it. All this, you see that big stain down there. We're going to get things nice and clean on this. Get this all looking pretty. So, tell you what, and it's really easy. All we got to do is just spray it down with some cleaner. Scrub it with a soft brush. Wipe it off with a towel. It's coming real clean. I tried a little spot right in here. And it came nice and clean. This was all had a big stain in it. I tried some last night, so it turned out pretty nice. It dries okay. It's going to look fresh. It's going to look clean. So no worries. We're going to get it looking real nice. And we will be back when this looks beautiful. And we'll show you the difference. Well, what do you think? Look at that. We got her cleaner than, about clean as it's going to get. I'll tell you one thing. It was stained. You remember what it looked like? It was stained up pretty good. There's still a little bit of remnants and stuff in there, but man, I tell you one thing, you can't hardly see nothing. It looks good all the way around. A couple little things didn't want to come out completely. It's it's seen better days, but I tell you one thing, it is a far shot better. And let's take a look at the inside here. Let's open her up. Over here, we'll get this one over here. All right, let's open her on up, see what she looks like inside there. Nice and clean. It's all ready to go back in there. There was a little bit of there's a few little stains right down in here, and so we got in there with a wet rag and got all that stuff cleaned up. There's some schmutz back along this back edge here where the guitar sets in there. Make sure we got that. There was a little spot over here. We got all that stuff out there. Man, we got a nice little clean. Now when we take this guitar and we put it back in its home here, it's going to be perfectly clean, perfectly clean. And I just remembered I forgot to clean out inside the here. So we better get in there and get the vacuum after that, hey? Get it looking nice, hey? So, we're going to go, we got the guitar all done. How about we go take a look at that? Alright, here we are, folks. This is the part we've all been waiting for. This here's the big reveal. Yeah, that's right. We're going to see how nice this thing turned out. I mean, ooh, that case sure did turn out nice though, didn't it? Look how nice and clean that is. I mean, if you seen, ooh, when you seen it earlier, boy, she wasn't looking too hot. Only got one stain right there. I couldn't get it out. Man, I think it was tough. Of course, you know what? A tough stain on your case, which means you might have a tough guitar in there. How nice that cleaned up on there. Okay, how about we open up some, let's see what's inside. Hey, what do you say? You got one latch. Pow. The 2 latch. Pow. And the 3 latch. There we go. Oh, Nelly. Hold on. Let's see what she looks like. We're going to try to peek in there. Oops. Oops. Whoa, look at there. Oh, she sure is looking pretty. Sure is looking pretty. Look at that. Ooh. That sure is a nice pick guard on there. You can't even hardly see the guitar in there, can you? Whoa, look at that. You sure see the sparkly lights off it though, can't you? And look at that fretboard. Beautiful. And guess what? We're getting up to the headstock. Hey. Look at all that. It's an ESP traditional, man. I'll tell you one thing. I just watched a video about a 54 Strat. And it looked exactly like this, except for it didn't say ESP, it said Fender on it. And it was a little bit more worn. But I'll tell you one thing that looked like this. I'm going to show it to the owner when he gets back. You know, they've been making them like this forever. I'll tell you one thing. Sure does look nice. There she is. Right there in all her glory. You know, I kind of wish I didn't have a black case. Because, you know, if it had like a white case, man, that thing would just be set off. Or if it had a red case. One of those red lined cases would really look nice with the tweed with the red inside. But it sure does look nice just like that. We got this case all cleaned up real nice. We got the compartment all cleaned up real beautiful. I mean, it's looking good. Front, back, sides. This guitar's just gained a little bit of value, I think. But tell you what, the value really comes in what it sounds like. So how about we give it a shot? All right, we'll be right back. Well, here she is, folks. It's all ready to play. Sounds pretty good too. We've been messing around a little bit. How about we give it a little whirl here and see what she sounds like. Sounds pretty good. Take that old tuner off the top there. Put that over there. That's in the middle position. That's the middle. Let's try the all the way up the neck. Now the fourth position, the bridge in the middle. Listen to those harmonics. There's just the middle. There's the bridge in the middle. And here's just the bridge. Now that's snapping. Sure does sound good. Tell you what, let's turn it down and see what she sounds like just by itself. You know, it's got some volume to it, and you can definitely feel the vibrations. That's because everything is harmonious. Every last one of these notes plays perfectly in tune up and down the neck. No flats, no sharps. They all sound good. Even when you play a chord, you play a G, that tuner, whoop, right up to G. Hits it dead. But let's hear what it sounds like with a little bit of a backing track behind it. What do you say? Oh yeah. that's sweet. And of course this fretboard just feels smooth to me. Let's try that good old fork position, the one everybody likes. Let's try the neck. Yeah, sounds sweet. Sound good. Yeah, it makes me happy. She sure does play nice. It plays nice and smooth. It's a contender. It's a player. It ain't no pretender. It's got what it takes. It sure does. Yeah, it's got what it takes. I think we're gonna say, oh, we almost forgot again, didn't we? There's one last thing we gotta do. Hold on. It wouldn't be an official Mojo Shop guitar unless gotta do this, don't we? Woo-hoo-hoo! There she is, folks. The official Mojo Shop guitar sticker. She's a beauty. And that makes this one a player. You have not played guitar until you played a Mojo Shop guitar. There is nothing like it. They play smoother, they play better, they play sweeter, they play more in tune. They make you a lot happier. They inspire you, they make you a better guitar player. That's all there is to say about it. This is another successful build. Old Jack, he's gonna be happy and he'll bring me more guitars, you know he is. So, we're gonna say adios for now from Mojo Shop Guitar. Baby! Yeah! So thank you for watching Mojo Shop Guitar. Please like and subscribe.